Good morning, everybody. Welcome to another NBA Player Props live stream. It is me, Chavez, and I am back after a few days of being away. Typically, don't do streams on the weekend, and took the day off yesterday. Had some things come up that I needed to take care of, so back today and ready to talk some player props over on PrizePicks. Hope everybody's doing well today. Hope this content finds you in good spirits. Music is down low, not being drowned out by the background noise. And we got some games on the slate today, so I don't want to waste too much time. I don't have a ton to go over in today's stream. Honestly, we're just going to get into player props, take a few of your questions, and call it a day. Wrap this thing up. Straight to the points. Hope everybody's weekend was good. Hope you had a profitable weekend. We've been talking bankroll builder and ways to build bankroll and strategies around that. And so I hope you've been implementing some of those. I hope your bankroll is at the very worst. I hope your bankroll is not less than what it was last week. That's one way to look at it. If you are sitting at a lower amount today than you were last week, then things probably didn't go well for you. If you're even $1 more in your account, and no, it doesn't seem like a lot. That's not retirement money, but you're definitely not losing. And if you're breaking even, that's pretty much the majority of the field. Pretty much the majority of the field breaks even with their plays, so nothing to feel bad about. But if you're up any amount from last week, looking back, that's great. Feel good about that. Be proud, because a lot of people out there who are depositing money on the daily basis. So if you're not that person, congrats. What's going on, Carrie? Good morning. Big Icy, good morning. Ashley, Mookie, what's going on? I need to be taking some lessons from Ashley, from Mookie. She's building her bankroll real nice over there in the Discord. Congratulations to her. Killing it. What I like about her plays is that she sticks to her research and she just plays the plays that she feels most confident about. I can tell she's not being swayed or being persuaded into certain plays. If she doesn't like them, she won't play them. So I do respect that. So I'm glad she's stacking it up over there. What's going on, Cutler? Good morning. ATM, good morning to you. All right. Got Kobe White on the thumbnail. I liked him yesterday as the player props begin to roll out. Some of his player props don't look as good this morning, but he's still in a good spot. Bulls take on the Raptors, who are going to be without Barrett and Emmanuel Quickly. Looks like he'll miss this game as well. So just a lot of injuries going on in Toronto, and hopefully the Bulls don't. I think the Toronto Raptors are still talented enough to not let this game slip away. So hopefully we get a good game where these guys get their full run and we can maximize on their upside. Injury news today. We're getting right to the injury news. There's not a whole lot going on, but as I mentioned, a couple of Raptors on this list. You have RJ Barrett out. Emmanuel Quickly remains doubtful. Pat Will is out for the Bulls. So in terms of usage role for guys on that team, I mean, they're already down. They're already down Levine. So guys like Desumu, and maybe even seeing a little bit more run for Alex Caruso. Questionable, we got Tyrese. So we got a lot of Pacers on this list. So Halliburton, James Davis, Mathurin, Jalen Smith, Miles Turner, DeAndre Hunter, DeJounte Murray, and Jakob Poeltl. So Halliburton, Benedict Mathurin, Jalen Smith, Miles Turner. That's a funny way to make a four, but that's four. That's four Pacers on the injury list. And two Hawks and Hunter and DeJounte Murray. And I tell you what, man, if Poeltl can suit up tonight, I think that'll definitely make the unders on some of Vucevic's props a little bit more tempting, because without that presence in the paint, with no Siakam and no Pirtle, we know that Vucevic ate last game they played. But man, that front court is really hurting without that presence in the middle, man. So I mean, you got guys like Thad Young who, you know, I'm sure he can whoop my ass in a game of 1-on-1, but like, you know, he's only like 6'7". You know, you got Vooch in there at 6'9", no, 6'11", maybe 7 feet. You just got bigger guys in there. You got Scotty Barnes and these a lot of undersized guys, either in height or weight, trying to man the paint. It's not working out for him. So they really miss Pirtle in there. If he can suit up, changes things a little bit, you know, for that game. But injury news, there you go. So keep your eyes out. The whole goddamn Pacers team is on this list. So if you're playing any Pacers, make sure you're up to speed on everything that's going on, because the last thing you want is to put all your eggs on one player, put all your eggs in one basket. If you put eggs on a player, it gets messy, right? So make sure they're boiled. But if you put all your eggs in one basket, shit goes wrong, you're out, right? So make sure you're just keeping up with the injuries and whatnot in the NBA. All right, let's get into some plays today. Listen, full transparency. I don't want to go on a rant here, but man, Sunday, I was about that close to just like throwing in the towel. Not because I lost or anything like that. The stat corrections, PrizePicks and these stat corrections are getting a little out of hand. And so when you have player props in there, and you know, it's always a risk. Okay, there's no such thing as a lock. But when you have stat corrections that are removing like 2 assists from a player, that shit's ridiculous, you know. So my whole logic was, if they didn't get the assist, why did you give them credit for the assist? 1 assist, we've seen it before. 1 rebound, 1 assist. 2, it's ridiculous. We're seeing that a lot with steals and blocks. You know, what constitutes as a block? You pick like a Herb Jones block prop. It's so easy for that to be corrected to a steal. Oh, that was a stolen pass, not a block shot. Like, seriously, it's that. So it's getting like really, really tight. Some of these little adjustments PrizePicks is making, they're getting a little shady. And so I was really, really close just to like throwing in that towel. So much, in fact, that Sunday night I did withdraw. I withdrew all my money and I deleted my account on PrizePicks. Took the day off yesterday. I had stuff going on, but yesterday I took some time just to think about it. And I think today I will recreate a brand new account on PrizePicks. But I was super heated. I was super pissed off. Just these stat corrections are a little bit, we can't control them, and there's nothing we can do about them. Don't even think about emailing support. They don't care. So yeah, I went through it on Sunday and took some time to cool off, but I think I'll recreate an account so that we can talk PrizePicks on streams. Also, before we get into plays today, schedule's going to be changing a lot. So unfortunately, Vu, yeah, that's a good, yeah. If you speak out, or if you try to like make a case, it's very easy for them to silence you. It's scary, almost like how much power is being like dealt, you know, in those conversations with support. Like, they don't give a fuck about you or me. Their whole job is to make sure that they just calm you down. That's it. They just need to calm you down. They're not there to fix problems. So unfortunately, if it gets to the point where it's out of your control, like, there's nothing you can do about it. Anyway, schedule's changing. So I'll be taking on a new project for work. Just FYI, this is not my full-time job. I'll be taking on a new project for work that will have me working in mornings and early afternoons. So unfortunately, between the hours of 8 to 2 ish, I won't be available. So I got to figure out what I want to do with these live streams. Do I want to bump them up into the afternoon? you know, 3 o'clock, something like that. I know it's close to tip off and there's already like a lot of plays off the board. But there's still some value in having a live stream in the afternoon. So yeah, I don't want to completely do away with the live streams. I like what I'm building here. I like what this channel has created, but that's where I am right now. So this will be the last time we do a 9 a.m. live stream for a good while. Obviously, if things change, I'll be, making the updates, but just wanted to be upfront, transparent with everybody, so that everybody's on the same page. So let's get this going. We're talking player props. So let me pull up PrizePicks. So do you see that at the very top? The login. I'm not logged into PrizePicks. I told you I deleted my account. It's very easy to read. It's very easy to create a new account, So it's not that difficult. But I was very close to just saying, I don't care. Throw the damn towel. Rocky 4. I almost threw the damn towel in. That's how I felt. I felt like Apollo on Sunday. I was just getting my ass whooped. Can't do shit about it. All right, we're talking player props. Let's get this going, ladies and gentlemen. I can say ladies and gentlemen, right? I can say ladies and gentlemen. I watch sometimes other content creators, not too much, but I do watch others, not because I'm a hater, but the more content you watch from different content creators, the more kind of clouds up your judgment and kind of sways you. You want to be clear and stick to your research and be on top of your shit. And the more people you listen to, it does start to like, oh, whoa, that person likes this player. Oh, what shall? So just be careful with that. It's nice to support other people, but also you got to think about your slips and your props. But when I do watch a lot of player prop content, it's just a huge assumption that everybody watching these videos is a dude. What's up, guys? What's up, dudes? And as you start to like expose yourself to the player prop industry, there are a lot of women in this industry as well. So saying ladies and gentlemen is appropriate. So ladies and gentlemen, let's get this shit going. All right. We're talking player props. I have Kobe White on the thumbnail for a reason, because I do like a few of his props. Now, we can pull these up and you can see a couple of them have been bumped up. I think a very popular one for Kobe White right now is his rebounds. And his assists have been bumped up to 6. Now, I think we've all been benefiting from his rebounds and assists as of late. He's usually really good with getting the over on these. And like we talked about, the Raptors are down some bodies. They're down some bodies. So things look good for Kobe White. These are the two that I was looking at. His points got bumped up as well. And that's why he's on my thumbnail. I like his rebounds, and I like his rebounds and assists. He's a do-it-all kind of guy, and he's playing damn near 40 minutes a game. So barring any blowout, we should see full run for Kobe White, especially with Patrick Williams off the court. Maybe that does open up a little bit more usage for him. I don't know. But I know that he's in a good spot, especially without Levine in the lineup. He'll remain in a good spot. So those are the two plays that I want to kick off the stream with. And then obviously we're going to take some of your Q&As. So I see we're already getting some props in the chat. Let's see what we got. Freddie, good morning. Good morning to you. Let me say good morning to everybody. Jim, I don't know if I said good morning to you. Good morning to you, sir. Jalen, good morning. Divine, what's up? Good morning. Ramo, good morning. Everybody, the infamous Mel, top of the morning to you. All right. We're all squared away on the greetings. Let's get this going. So, who's the first one? Was it Jim? Was it Jim with the first prop on the board? John Collins, PRA, 20.5. All right. Got him. Ashley says she likes that one. How fucked up would it be if, like, as soon as somebody played a prop, you couldn't play it anymore? Like, you know how competitive and cutthroat this shit would be? Like, oh, Jim likes John Collins. Can't play it, Mookie. Sorry. Doesn't matter if you like it. He already took it. That'd be some crazy crazy thing. Are y'all familiar with this new thing that PrizePicks has going on called PrizePicks Arena? I don't know if you saw that on an email or anything like that, but basically it's like an accumulation of points that you can like you can achieve these points based off your slips hitting. So like PrizePicks will basically group a lot of players in the same category based off their experience, based off their time, based off their percentages of wins. And you're kind of like in these little like contests. So obviously the more you win, the more money you make. But in this case, the more you win, the more points you accumulate. And then you're in this drawing for like $10,000 or something like that. So you don't have to do anything differently than what you're doing now. You're just going to get thrown in these contests. And if you hit, you know, set yourself up for even more money. So I think that's kind of cool. I definitely think that's kind of cool. Let's see. ATM says he likes Jaylen Brown points or Collins RA. Let's look at Jaylen Brown's points because we got Collins PRA up there, and that's inclusive of his rebounds and assists. But let's look at Jaylen Brown's points. Still sitting at 23.5. I thought that one would move. I'm not gonna say the B word. I just thought it would move. Holy crap, his PRA got bumped up. Do you know his PRA was at 31 this morning? It's been bumped up to 31 and a half, 33 and a half already. Holy shit. Another one you can look at got pulled off the board. His 3-pointers were sitting at 1.5. If you like his points, you should like his 3-pointers too, because you know he chucks and those two correlate. I guess besides his points, the one that you could look at, obviously his goblins are in good positions to hit, but you could also look at his rebounds and assists. But I think his points, because you know, is one thing that Jaylen Brown will do is take a lot of shots. So, so you don't like his points, ATM? You like his assist? What are his assists sitting at? 3.5. All right. I still think his points are in a good spot though. As long as you get it before it moves, I think it's in a good spot. His assists look pretty good too at 3.5, but we'll dig into that on props.cash. Cutler says Vooch 21.5 points and assists. All right. Man, he ate last game. It was really difficult to watch Scotty Barnes trying to like guard him in the post. It's pretty bad. It's pretty bad. I can't believe Vooch didn't have more points, to be honest with you. They could have just kept feeding him the ball. I don't know why. I mean, that's an easy win right there. Let's see. Got that one. We need one more. Try to find one from someone who hasn't suggested something yet. So we have we're getting some love for Pascal Siakam's assists. Sorry. So let's pull that up at 3.5. So this is what we got so far. Don't throw in the towel. I was close, man. I was close. I thought about it too, and I was like, are you being a little bitch right now? So like my definition of being a bitch is like when things don't go your way, you lost and you're just gonna like, quit, whatever. In that instance, I felt like, what the hell can we do to combat these stat corrections? Like, I feel like at any point they can just say, nope, he didn't get that, and your whole slip, And that was kind of like what was like bothering the most, like just that control. Just needed some time to get that shit out, but I feel better today. All right, this is what we got so far. Actually, you know what? Let me take this. I'm gonna take the Kobe White rebound prop off the board because I don't need 2 Kobe White props up there. We can look at his rebounds and assists and rebounds when we get over to props.cash. I identify as a gambler. I'm not a lady. Oh my God. I love it. Mookie. I love it. Yeah. Oh man. Put that shit on the job application. What do you identify as? Gambler, bitch? I'm a gambler. All right. Let's see. Can I get one more? Got John Collins, got Kobe White, like the under Jalen. Okay. We can look at that. Bruce Brown. Let's look at Bruce Brown's 8.5 rebounds and assists. I do have my eye on that. And remember, we're talking about a Pacers team that is possibly down quite a few players. Even with Halliburton back in the lineup, if he does play today, I think you could still look at Bruce Brown. Rebounds and assists look fine. If you don't like his rebounds and assists being bumped up to 9, then definitely just look at his rebounds at 5.5. All right. All right, let's get this going. We don't have any plays from the, at least on this round of player props. We don't have anything from the Lakers-Hawks game. We have quite a few player props we can look at from the Indiana and Boston game. So let's start with our boy Pascal Siakam, looking at his assist. So they're at 3.5 right now. You're getting really strong odds to the over. He's gone over this in 5 straight games, right? We can all see this right here. So I'm not gonna like repaint the picture for you. It's pretty clear. When we look at his head-to-head matchup with this Boston team, he's played them really well as a Raptor. So, well, actually, this game he's with the Pacers, correct, by this time. But in these 2 games, these are all Raptors, right? So, good history versus this team, even though that Boston is a good defense and they're a tough matchup for anybody. He seems to play them very well, and then we're getting positive projections on his assist. So we're getting correlation between this projections and odds. So those things are matching up. This is a really good prop. This is a really good line at 3.5 based off what we're seeing. So if you like it, just play it, because you're going to be pissed off if you miss this line. This is the lowest it'll be all day. It's not going to get any lower than that. If you need, just a little bit more confirmation, these are all the other competing books that are playing this line at the same line of 3.5, and you're getting very similar odds. So play it 3.5. I think it's a good pick. All right, who was the next one? We're looking at Jaylen Brown's assist. So this is a similar position for him, although he doesn't have the best numbers versus Indiana. Odds are not as good as what we saw for Pascal, but his game log is pretty strong. So 4 out of his last 5. 10 assists against Houston. That's not his game. He played way over his head here. He's averaging 3.7 assists on the year. So when you see a game like this, that shit's not happening every game. He lives in that 4 range. So anywhere between 4 and 5 assists is within range for Jaylen Brown. The matchup for him is friendlier than the matchup for Pascal, but matchups can be thrown out the window sometimes. We do like the fact that he is projecting for almost 5 assists here. So anything over 4 is great. 4 or more is what you want. Very similar position to Pascal Siakam. You're getting good odds, okay? You're getting good game log, and then you're getting good projections. So all that correlates. So this is another one that you can look at for the over. It's not going to get any lower. If you're gonna wait for it to move, it's only going to move up. If it does move, it's not going down. Who else? Bruce Brown, right? Damn, he doesn't play for Indiana anymore. That's it. That's it for this game. Yep. All right, moving on. Utah and New York. We didn't have anybody from this game. Toronto, Chicago. Okay. So we're going to start with Kobe White. Let's pull up his rebounds and assists. So his rebounds were getting negative odds, so not -120 to the under. Projections were at 6. These odds aren't terrible, but if you need something with just a little bit more juice to the over, you're still going to get positive projections on his rebounds and assists for Kobe White. So maybe you feel like 12 is too high of a number for him to get. Totally get that. I saw a question in there for his points and assists, the under on his points and assists. So I think that's sitting at 30. So looking at the under on his points and assists, if that's still at 30 over on PrizePicks, then you are you're on to something here, because he's getting negative odds. He's getting negative odds at the lower line. So at 30.5 points and assists over on PrizePicks, kind of a coin flip with the odds. But when we bump it up to 30.5, it'll shift to the under. And then this is what he's done over his last 10 games. So 40% hit rate and then a 20% hit rate. If you want to look at his points and assists, projecting for only 28.5. So if you round that up to 29, sometimes these are tight. When you take the under on something, like that player is probably not going to go out there and just crash and burn. They're going to make it sweat. That's the nature of the game. So you don't care if they finish with 29 or 21. Doesn't matter to you. As long as they finish under, you're good. And in this case, even if he does get you 29, doesn't matter, because he needs 31 to go over with that increased line. So if you want to take the under on his points and assists, you can do that. I just still like his rebounds, though. All right, so Kobe White, done. Let's look at Vooch, points and assists. So we have him pulled up on the board at 21.5 points and assists. Now, these are better odds, minus 125 to the over. His points and assists are projecting well for damn near 22 points and assists. So you're getting correlation between the odds and the projections, which is good. Now, his last game against Toronto was the first time he hit this over in 3 games. I will say that if keep your eye on the Podol news. If Podol plays, maybe this doesn't look as good, but as long as he's out, I mean, I just can't see a scenario where they don't repeat what they did in the last game. Sometimes head coaches are stupid, though. They just want to like be cute and like overthink shit. They can't defend them in the post. Keep feeding them in the post. Win the damn game. It's that simple, right? So I would say that's my only reservation is, he ate last time with no paint presence. If there's a little bit more presence there today, maybe this doesn't happen, but you're still getting all the right odds. All the numbers are in line. So I think as of now, this one's a good over, since we're looking at his points and assists. Bruce Brown, we looked at his 8.5 rebounds and assists. Now that's been bumped up to 9. So it could mean something to you, and it couldn't. It may not mean something to you. You're getting positive odds on the over at the 8.5. When we bump this up to 9, it's still not showing a ton of change in the game logs here. It's very messy in Indiana. It's very messy in Toronto right now, with all the bodies out. So like no Barrett again. Quickly's doubtful. If Pirtle's in today, does Pirtle interfere with some of these rebounds? Let's put him in. And so there are obviously no games with Bruce Brown as a Raptor to show with Pirtle playing. So there's no sample size to look at, unfortunately. But just keep in mind, as the Raptors start getting healthier, it'll be harder for guys like Bruce Brown to like A, see full playing time, and then B, produce at the level they've been producing at. So as long as these dudes are out, I think the over His 8.5 was great. If you got it at 8.5, you could still play it at 9, but now he needs 10. If you wanted something a little smaller in terms of lines, then you can look at his rebounds sitting at -132 to the over. These look really good. I mean, the majority of his rebounds and assists are rebounds. 9 out of 11 rebounds. 9 out of the 11 he got were rebounds. So this is what he's doing. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 3 out of 5 games, and then 50% over his last 10 games. Projections for his rebounds look very good, sitting at 6 rebounds, which is what you need him at. You literally need him at 6 to go over. Anything over that is great, but he literally needs 6. And his rebounds and assists, we're not getting as favorable projections, but I think those are still in play. Rebounds to me seem like a really good way to attack all the injuries for the Raptors. All right. John Collins, ending it in Utah. No, ending it in New York. Now, the Utah Jazz just got their ass whooped by the Brooklyn Nets. And now they're traveling across the bridge to take on the New York Knicks. So back to back for both teams. Knicks played yesterday and the Jazz played yesterday. The difference is the Knicks don't have to travel. So back to back for a team playing at home is different than the team playing on the road. But if we want to look at John Collins, was it his PRA at 20.5? Where is it? Okay, there it is. All right. 4 straight games he's gone over this line. He's averaging 26 in his last 5 games. He's averaging 24 in his last 10. So no Julius Randle, no Mitchell Robinson. Those are your 2 best rebounders on the team. I understand that Isaiah Hartenstein is probable for this game. At least he's not out. Yeah, he's not even on the injury report. So I would say he's probable. More likely he'll play. So that does help. But John Collins can get it done in a multitude of ways. And he doesn't have to get it done like in a flashy way. 20.5 is not a large number at all. He's projected for 25 points, rebounds, and assists. So John Collins is in play. I like the odds. I like the game logs here. I don't know if he has any games. No games played this season. But as a Hawk, he was 2 for 3 against the Knicks. I think this is good. I have a feeling his first half PRA is going to come up at some point. So hopefully you're watching so we don't have to go backwards. But if you want to take a look at his first half PRA, this is probably sitting at 11.5 on PrizePicks. But yeah, anywhere between 10.5 and 11.5 is in play for John Collins. If you're getting it at 10.5, man, that's a great line. So there's John Collins. That's his first half PRA, but we do like his full game PRA. All right, so I like the over on Kobe White's rebounds, but his lack of assist, now that we looked at it, has me a little concerned with taking the over on his rebounds and assists. I think this is the largest we've seen his rebounds and assists be set up at. It is a little contradicting to take the under on his rebounds and assists and the over on rebounds, but it does make sense, right? If you think about it, you're not wishing like for him to flat out fail. Like it's possible for him to get 6 rebounds and only get 5 assists or 4 assists. So it's a little dicey, but that's what I like for him. John Collins, we like the over. Jaylen Brown, as long as these numbers stay at 3.5, we like that. Vooch, put a little asterisk by Vooch because if Poto plays today, I know that's going to change some things, but as of now, this looks good for the over. Siakam's numbers look good at 3.5. And then Bruce Brown, we don't mind the 9 at rebounds and assists, but I personally like the over more on his 5.5 rebounds. So out of these 6, we got 1 under. We got 5 overs. So that's it. First round is done for today. Let's do one more. Let me screenshot these. And all right, we're going to clear this out. Scrolling all the way down. So I know I missed a lot of comments, but let's work our way back up. All right. Terrell, good morning to you, sir. ROK, good morning. Rodrigo. Free copyright music. So we do need to think about if Kobe White's points and assists was bumped, then why are we taking the under? His points and assists haven't been bumped up yet. On other books, PrizePicks sets their own lines. Obviously, we know that. So that's why we see discrepancies in the market when you see PrizePicks have it at a lower line. They didn't necessarily do anything to it, but at some point they need to match what the industry is doing. So if 4 out of 5 sports books have a certain line, higher, you can kind of just read the tea leaves on that one and say at some point today this line's going to get bumped up or bumped down. So if you want to wait until it gets bumped up, then play the under. But what we saw on Kobe White is that 29.5 points and assists, the odds were even at -113 to each side. His game logs didn't look great and his projections didn't look great. You're getting it at 30.5 on PrizePicks. So with all that information not looking great at a lower line, PrizePicks has it at a higher line. It looks even more tempting to take the over. So in that case, it's possible that we see Kobe White see a bump down and go from 30.5 to 30, making it even harder to take the under. So if you like the under on that one, you take it now because it's not going to get any higher. If you like the over on it, maybe you wait and see if it bumps down. So it is important to read. It is important just to see all the other lines out there from the other books, even if you don't play on FanDuel and even if you don't play on Bet365. They're the market. That market is telling you where that line's going to go. It has to go up or down based off what we're seeing out there. All right, let's see. Where do we leave off? I haven't heard that, man. Joe Mazzulla gives 0 fucks. We've seen him bench his entire starting 5. I mean, yeah, they were down 60, but he literally benched his entire starting 5. We've seen him sit players in the game. You're sitting, you're not producing for me. So Joe Mazzulla is a little volatile with his rotations. So yeah, I don't know if there's a report out there about Jaylen Brown seeing less minutes, but I think that Joe Mazzulla is not he's not holding back. I don't think he cares if your name is Jason Tatum or Jaylen Brown. If you're not playing up to his level as standard, then I think, yeah, you will sit. All right, so let's see if we Cutler says Jalen's field goal attempts been at 17, averages 20 against the Pacers. Okay. So we don't have very many field goal attempts up on the board right now. I don't know. Mine is only showing these dudes. So as the day goes on, maybe you do see more added to the screen. But as of now, just bookmark Jaylen Brown's attempts. So if they are on the board at 17 or 16 and a half or something like that, maybe you look into that. Take the over on it if your research adds up. All right, so I see an Aaron Neesmith. Wait, am I looking at first half? No. Field goal attempts. Yeah, we're good. So Aaron Neesmith PRA at 17 and a half. Let's see. Yep, we like that. We like his assists at 3.5. DeJounte Murray points over. Now he is questionable today, so just keep that in mind. I don't know what he's dealing with. I don't know what he has. I don't know like what his injury is. I know Trey got out of concussion protocol, so that was his deal. But I don't know why DeJounte is up on the injury report. If you do know, throw it in the chat. But I got 2 requests. I got DeJounte Murray points over. His points are at 21 and a half. And then we're looking at his assist at 5.5. So what we'll do is we will pull those 2 off the board, and we're just going to put up his points and assists. And we go over to props.cash. We can look at them separately. Yeah. They finally beat a good team yesterday. I don't know. I don't think, the Pelicans are like the best team, but they're a good team, and Celtics have this reputation sometimes of just losing to teams that are good or as good as them or whatever, and they beat the shit out these lower seed teams. So finally they beat a team yesterday that was like pretty strong. All right, Divine. Let's look at AD's points. Ink, what's going on, man? Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. See, I did it again. I called you man. It's a habit. Good morning. All right, let's look at Anthony Davis. Rockets scored 135 points yesterday on this Lakers team. That is a lot of points. That is a ton of points. Who got ejected in that game? Vanderbilt? Dylan Brooks was in on that one. That guy, man. All right. Who else? Bruce Brown, 8.5. ROK. You mean Bruce Brown's 8.5 rebounds and assists? We liked his rebounds and assists at 8.5. It got bumped up to 9. It's not a bad play at 9, but then now his rebounds are more in play at 5.5 because those are still at the OG line. And like 80% of his RA comes from rebounds, at least over the last few games. Pascal Siakam's assists, we'd also like that ROK for sure. John Collins, we looked at his PRA. Divine, yeah, we looked at him last round. We like the over. And we also like, you can also look at his first half PRA because that's in play. What else? Jim says Kobe's assists just dropped to 5. So there you go. So we saw his points and assists sitting at 29.5 on the other books. It's at 30.5 on PrizePicks. Now they're starting to drop his assist because the public is playing the under on his shit. So now, if you like the over, you waited, and if you want to play the over now, is the best time to do it because you're getting a line drop. All right. Divine, what's going on, dude? I got AD up there, man. All right, Chris Dunn. Or points and assists for Josh Hart, RA. Oh, Chris Dunn, points and assist over Josh Hart over RA. What's going on, True? Good morning to you. That's your 1, 2, 3, 4. Was that a 4-man? 1, 2, 3, 4 over on Sleeper. All right, let's take a look at some Josh Hart props because, man, him and DiVincenzo went off yesterday. Josh Hart, I wouldn't say went off. Josh Hart had a really good game. I mean, 12 boards, 7 assists. I mean, it's pretty strong. Definitely without Randall in the lineup, you're going to see huge usage bumps for DiVincenzo and Josh Hart. I mean, Brunson had a really good game too, but we've seen Brunson crush more than that. So I think these role players see huge bumps, and they'll continue to see huge bumps. The matchup tonight is almost as good as it was last night versus the Charlotte Hornets. So we could take a look at Josh Hart's points. And what was the other one? Points and rebounds and assists? 12.5. So when we go over to props.cash, we'll look at a few of his props, just not to clog up the board with the same player over and over again. All right, Mark Pearson, what's going on? Good morning. Mark says Murray has a hamstring problem. Okay, so he's questionable with a hamstring issue. Hamstrings and ankles are definitely like injuries that can start off as minor injuries and progress into major injuries. That way, I mean, you will see a player listed as questionable and then ultimately out. Because as the day goes on, if that shit doesn't start to loosen up and feel better, they're not playing on a tight hamstring. So it is more of a wait and see with that type of injury, but that's what he's got going on. Appreciate that update, Mark. All right. I think we got enough to look at. Mel says, can we look at Siakam's PRA since it's leading the taco voting 29 down to 24.5? Let's look at that. And I see 2 requests for Gary Trent. I got Ink asking about Gary Trent and see Jose, Gary Trent. All right, cool. So let's pull up Gary Trent. Gary Trent also is in a good spot. Again, we talked about the injuries to the Raptors. And what that means for guys like, Bruce Brown. But Gary Trent also. Gary Trent's been pretty non-existent this season. And with the addition of guys like Bruce Brown, Quickly, Barrett, man, his playing time just got wrecked. But with those guys out, he's relevant. All right, Neesmith, Murray, Davis, Hart, Trent, Siakam. Let's do it. Second round. Let's start in New York and Utah. Let's start with our boy Josh Hart. So we're going to look at Josh Hart's points, and we're going to look at his rebounds and assists for everybody here. So looking at his points today, they're sitting at 12. They're sitting at 12 on the dot. So this has been bumped up. Now, a lot of these games obviously are being played with the full starter, like full starting unit in there. Let's take Randall out. Doesn't look great. So, Josh Hart had a really good game yesterday against the Hornets, but he didn't score a lot. He only scored 8 points. So against the Jazz today, matchup is almost as friendly. Josh Hart is projected for just 10 points. If you feel like that's wrong, then definitely look at his points. But he's not a big-time scorer. Like, he's never been that guy. And especially when you have a high-usage player like Brunson on the team, I mean, without Randall, Brunson is first and second option. Like, there's nobody stepping up to take Randall's spot. It's just Brunson, and then whoever else. Now, it does open up opportunities for Josh Hart to rack up stats, but those stats aren't necessarily points. So games played without Julius Randle in the lineup over his last 5 games, I mean, he is absolutely crushing RA. Now, these games are last season, but his one game against the Hornets this season without Randle, 19 rebounds and assists. So Josh Hart is in a good spot. But again, he's like a fringe triple double candidate. If he can get you 10 points, it's possible for him to get you 10 boards. The assist, I don't know, but like, he's very close. I mean, yesterday's stat line 8, 12, and 7. I mean, it's pretty close to a triple double for a guy who's not known as the triple double candidate. So there's Josh Hart's numbers. They don't look as good in terms of odds and projections, but if you believe this matchup is prime just like it was yesterday, and you know he's going to see the minutes, I mean, past 2 games without Randall, he's averaging over 40 minutes. If we put Randall back in the lineup, look at the difference. So without Randall, Josh Hart is flirting with 40 minutes a game. And with Randall, the highest he's ever seen is 32. The highest he is seeing is 32. I mean, you're looking at almost you're looking at a 16-minute difference from lowest to highest. Minutes are gold. You need minutes to produce. You need minutes to produce in the NBA. You really do. So Josh Hart's in play for that reason, just because the usage increases. All right, so we're sticking in the same game. I know we had another player prop in here, or no, from the same game. No. All right, Toronto, Chicago. Let's look at Gary Trent. We'll look at Gary Trent, and then we'll look at it was just Gary Trent. Yeah. So we could take a look at Gary Trent's points. So on PrizePicks, his points are sitting at 15. These got bumped up. That's okay. I don't think his points are out of play sitting at 15. You got to factor in people being out today. Head-to-head games with the Bulls. I mean, you have 3 games to look at. 3 games to look at this season. 2 games he went over with 16 points. In the last game, he only scored 6 points. Now, I want to say he was like 1 for 15 from the field in that game. His minutes are there, 30 minutes. All right, well, when you only take 8 shots, when you're a high volume shooter and you need shots to like get in rhythm, 8 shots is not enough. So that's That's a reason. Yeah, so if he's seeing double-digit shots today, and you factor in that you got multiple bodies out, his points are still in play at 15. His projection is only 12. I think that's incorrect. I think those projections are not strong. I would not look at those only. If you need reassurance, go look at other projections on different platforms. Number Fire is a good one. You can look at projections there. But 12 points is a little low. I understand the Bulls play very slow. They're a very tough team to score a lot of points against because their style of play doesn't really, promote that. But 12 points is ridiculous. I think Gary Trent's points are in play. Points and assists are sitting at 16.5. At least that's what I'm seeing here. Now, if you think that Gary Trent has a good game today and you see him scoring 16 points today, you can look to his points and rebounds. 90% of his points and rebounds will come from points. This is a prop that you can take with the mindset of he can probably get this on points alone. In the event he does chip in with a few extra boards, which he's been known to do against the Bulls, that only helps the over. But points might be your best bet for sure, even at the 15 bump. All right. So we're going to look at I missed somebody. No. We'll look at Neesmith and we'll look at Pascal. So if Pascal is the taco today, so we talked about this. Who was the taco last week? It's Jalen Williams, right? We had back-to-back Thunder tacos. So now his lines. So Pascal Siakam opened up today at 28.5 PRA. Now he's been bumped up to 29.5. Only to be taken back down to 24.5. That's a lot of line movement. That's a lot of line movement from 5 a.m. this morning to 10:30 a.m. Be careful with this shit. I know you see 49 and 42 and all that looks great. But there is a reason that these guys are being selected as tacos. Even though PrizePicks is giving you the option to vote, you didn't choose. They're giving you the choices and saying choose out of these choices, making you feel like you got that choice. You didn't choose these fucking guys. So look at it like this. Number one, why is his line moving so high up? Number two, now it's being brought back down to 24.5. Obviously 24.5 is better than 29.5, but there is a huge discrepancy here. I'm going to play the over on one slip, and I'm going to play the under on the OG line in another slip because there's too much of an opportunity for that shit to land right at 25. So I think this is a great opportunity to middle this prop if it is the taco of the day. Did you play Jokic's points yesterday, the promo? His promo was 23.5 points. His original line was 28.5 points. Jokic finished with 25. Under on the OG line, over on the promo line. Right there in the middle. It doesn't always work, but you have to realize there is a reason they are dropping these props. It is not to help you out. It is not, they're not being nice to you. They're dropping these props for a reason. I don't know what that reason is all the time. But you have to ask yourself, why aren't they dropping other people's props? Why is it just this one person's prop? Yeah, I'm being a skeptic this morning. I'm putting on my skeptic hat. But you have to think like this sometimes. So, Pascal Siakam's taco, if this is the taco of the day, first taco on the day, looks good on the discounted line. But maybe consider taking the, especially since this has been bumped up from 28.5 to 29.5. projections and all that stuff look good. So if I don't say this shit, nobody will. If I don't think like this, no one's going to think like this for me. No one's going to bring this to my attention and say, hey, be careful with these tacos. This is all stuff that I've just witnessed and learned over the last 6-7 months playing these damn tacos. Go back and read Taco Tuesday in the on PrizePicks website, wherever you play. Read the description of Taco Tuesday. It says these are not locks. Like, these are not sure things. These are for entertainment and fun. Entertainment and fun. So you think a taco is a sure thing? It's not. They're telling you it's not. So over on taco, under on original line. That's how I might play this today if I do play this taco. But yeah, any discount you get is worth looking into. All right, let's look at who else was there? Neesmith. All right. PRA for Neesmith is at 17.5. Now, without Tyrese Halliburton in the lineup, I think he plays today. But so without Halliburton in the lineup, Neesmith eats, right? These are his last 4 games. And with Halliburton in the lineup, he's still eating. So nothing really changes here with him in or with him out. So the line is pretty low, like 17.5 for Neesmith. That's a really low line. Minus 120 to the over, still pretty decent odds. You're not getting like great odds on this one, but we've seen worse. Now his projections look really good. His PRA is projected for 21, which is over by 4. Now his head-to-head games against the Celtics, not that great. I mean, damn, they played a lot this season. They played 4 times already, and he's only gone over in 1 game. So just keep that in mind, that there's a little bit of negativity here in these game logs, but somebody has to be out for the Pacers. You can't have 5 names on the injury report and then they're all playing. So I think it's possible that we see Turner sit, Mathurin, and it's possible that all these dudes sit, and then Aaron Neesmith has an incredibly high usage rate today, and his shit gets bumped up because PrizePicks won't let you take it this low if everybody's out. So this one to me looks good. This looks really good. All right. Murray and Davis. Let's look up Anthony Davis and Murray in the same game. Easy peasy. All right. So Anthony Davis PRA 40.5. Projected for 38. Looking at his points. Now his points are sitting at 25.5 over on props.cash. And they're at 25.5 on PrizePicks. Will this get bumped up at some point today? Doesn't look like it. Although BetMGM does have the most favorable line at 24.5. So if you're able to play on BetMGM. But at 25.5 against the Hawks, this one is getting more juice to the under. Has not played the Hawks this season. Hawks defense is not good. 29th in points allowed. Davis is only projected for 24 points. Let's put a pin in those projections. Let's take a look at what centers have done over the last handful of games versus the Hawks. And we're looking for lines that are comparable to Anthony Davis. Like, we don't give a shit about Tristan Thompson scoring 6 points. That doesn't really give us any picture here, paint a picture for us. So Sabonis got held to 14. We got Bam going over. Okay, that's positive. Wendell Carter doubling up his points. That's positive. What about power forwards? Any bigger names on this list? Kuminga went for 25. The whole damn Warriors front court went off on these guys. 17 for Dean Wade. Come on now. All right, here we go. So Boncaro, 26 points on the 21.5 line. 26 for Wembanyama. 29 for Kuzma. I'm not saying these guys are Anthony Davis or they're similar in playing styles, but all we're looking for are centers and power forwards that have a line close to where Anthony Davis is today to give us an idea of what the Hawks are allowing. So it does give you a little bit more information to work with outside of the game logs and projections. Anthony Davis needs 26 tonight to get this done. All right, let's look at DeJounte Murray over his, I think we're looking at his points. Points are sitting at 26. 22? What? Wait, what am I looking at? 26.5 points and assists. Okay, boy. So he's blowing this shit out the water. Now, how many of these games were played without Trae Young? I can't even remove Trae Young from the lineup to check this out. That's weird. Nope. Okay. Well, at least the last 2 games were played without Trae Young, right? So 6 straight games are going over this line of 27.5 points and assists. Now, we know that's an increased line. PrizePicks is showing it at 26.5. This will bump up at some point today. This will bump up because PrizePicks has to keep on trend with the other books. So these lower lines are only for a short period of time. But you got 6 straight games of over. He's averaging 32 points and assists in the last 5 games. When we take a look at his projection today, it's sitting at 27. Last time I checked, Trae Young is playing today. So I'm not saying this is a candidate for I'm not saying you take the under on this one, but what I am saying is sometimes when a player is playing this well and it's due to injury news on his team, when that player returns to the lineup, you're still going to get these lines at that level, that high level. So with Trae Young in the lineup, DeJounte Murray's usage will go down. So you could be looking at an under here based off that. Or you can say, nope, he's going to keep this going against the Lakers, who got pummeled against the Rockets yesterday. Fred VanVleet, what did he have? 13 assists or some crazy number like that? Although he only scored 4 points. VanVleet had 14 assists. Look, you had Jalen Green go for 34, 12, and 7. Cam Whitmore went for 20 and 6. So, yeah, the upside is here for the over. But what I'm saying is sometimes these lines don't drop when a player comes back from injury and the usage isn't there. So just keep those things in mind for DeJounte Murray. But at 26.5, I definitely see a case for the over, especially when you have projections at 26.7, which is over by hair. That line, you could look to take the over on this one. All right. So we like the over on Nesmith. Murray, I'm going to hit over on this one, but only because I see more of a case for it. But I just want to be cautious with Trae Young back in the lineup if he is playing today. Again, I didn't see him on the injury report. Yeah, Trae Young isn't even questionable. Now, DeAndre Hunter is on the questionable list, as is DeJounte Murray. So keep that in mind too. Davis, Josh Hart. I'm going to go under on his points based off what I saw. Gary Trent, even though that did get bumped up. Now, Pascal Siakam, I like the under on this one at the high line. And then if this does get bumped up to, or if this does get the first taco, looking to take the over on his taco. So there you go. And the taco's not up yet. All right. All right, 10:47. What does everybody have for play of the day? Let's get some plays of the day in here, and we'll wrap this thing up. Let me screenshot these. I cannot believe Pascal's line has moved that much from 28 to 29.5, and then to be listed for a taco. That's a lot of movement, dog. Jim the Judge, as always, posting his slips in the Discord. Hey man, what did you hit on Saturday, Jim? If you're still in the chat, you hit a sixer, right? 25x. Congrats. Oh, we're getting some Sexton love in here. Sexton love. Are we looking for him to bounce back? The wheels fell off. Last couple of games, we have not seen that usage, and we need that to return. Well, like I mentioned, this is also a good thing. Sometimes when we take a player over and over and over again, those lines keep going up. It gets harder for them to go over. Once they hit that wall and don't go over, then the lines kind of fall back down, and we can start taking the over again. It's just rinse and repeat with some of these props. So hopefully we got Sexton at a low enough line today if you want the over on his first half PRA, but that's a play of the day. What else? We got Big Icy says John Collins over PR for his play of the day. Capella over his RA. Okay. God bless Jalen. What's up, man? He says no, he's trash. Who's trash? DiVincenzo or Collins or Capella? Clint is 9 for 9 versus the Lakers with his RA, Big Icy. I did not know that. Looked at the more you know. Mel says I'm going back to Sexton. 180% going back. That's mathematically improbable. That's how much confidence we have in Sexton tonight. We're creating our own math here. Dude, yeah. Yeah, I mean, we talk about that sometimes. We talk about that sometimes. And you can kind of see it happen. Sometimes a player is on such a roll, and we talk about positive regression, and we talk about regression to the average. And so when a player is playing at such a high level, if that's not something they're used to doing, like we don't see that all the time, at some point it's gonna drop off. And in that case, you just keep playing it until the wheels fall off, like with Sexton. John Collins was like that for a while. Wemby dunks, Wemby blocks and steals, stuff like that. And then the wheels fall off, and then you go right back to it because the lines will bump down. It's fun while it lasts, though, right? You ride that shit until the wheels fall off. It's fun. It's more fun in player props than it is in relationships. You ride relationships till the wheels fall off. That shit gets ugly. So I think that logic only applies to player props. Play of the day. Let's see. We got play of the day here. Chris Dunn over points. All right, Ink. All right. Done over points. Let's see if I missed any. Okay, I missed the DiVincenzo over 3.5 assist. DiVincenzo over 3.5 assist. Okay. Yeah. Jim the Judge is the 25x whisperer. I've hit a few 25x's before. I mean, obviously we all have at some point, right? But Jim hits some pretty consistently. It is very difficult to go 6 for 6. It is the higher up you go with your parlays, the more mathematically improbable it is for you to hit this shit. That is just the way it is. Sometimes people just make it look really easy. But if you're able to hit, like, if you're averaging a 25x every week, that's fucking good, man. That is really, really good. Don't compare yourself to everybody else that you see on Twitter fucking with their photoshopping their pictures and acting like they're hitting $20,000. First of all, PrizePicks is going to cap you. Nobody's winning fucking $100,000 on a parlay on PrizePicks. You got to go to Vegas for that shit. Second of all, they'll cap you. If you're bleeding PrizePicks dry, they will cap you. They will make your maximum bet limit $10 because they can do that. So if you're hitting multiple 25x's in a week or once a week, that's really good. You should be really proud of yourself, man. That's hard to do. All right, we got look at this. We got Chris Dunn over points, and we got Chris Dunn under assist. It's good. Yeah, just because a player goes over on one doesn't mean he has to go over on everything. Yeah, Carrie, you're absolutely right. Sometimes they are due for, yeah. Sometimes you can call it. Sometimes you're one game off. Sometimes you're like, this is the game they fall off, and they don't. And then sometimes if you just have reservations on a player, like, just stay away from those props. You know, because it's better to stay away and not lose your money than it is to, like, play it and lose money. So ROK, I appreciate you. Thank you so much. Thank you. I have not said this one time. Hit that like button. Yeah. I totally forgot to talk about that today. Like button. That should be the first thing out of my mouth, right? But it never is. It's all good. Those of y'all here y'all know what's up. Appreciate y'all being here. Appreciate the daily support. Queen, good morning. Oh, what's up? Yeah. Go Knowles. I've been a Seminoles fan since I was 11 years old. A long, long time. My mom bought me a Seminoles t-shirt. I thought it was a Washington Redskins t-shirt. And it wasn't. And I wore that shirt for like a year. And so one day I realized it was not a Washington Redskins t-shirt. And that's literally how I became a Florida State Seminoles fan. Started tracking all their stuff in the newspaper. Back then, we didn't have internet. Watched the highlights on ESPN. Yeah, that's how I became. I've been a fan ever since. Rodrigo, what's up? Vu, I don't know if I said hi to you, Vu. Good morning. Good morning. All right. Play of the day. Any other plays of the day? Collins RA looks good. We got his we don't have Collins in here as a play. Yeah, we do. We got Collins PR. We also talked about his PRA. So we're definitely on board with John Collins today. Cutler, you Jalen Brunson under 9 first quarter points. This got bumped up. I may have seen it at 8.5. Maybe I'm thinking about yesterday. I'm going to put Brunson there under his 9 as a play of the day. Mel says Dunn's point's not up there. If he's not up there, definitely we can look to his assist, under his assist as an option. Oh, hold on. Wheels fell off. Yeah. My results are not that, but I got some stories. I got some stories about wheels falling off. Fucking wheels fall off, the car spins and explodes. That's more like my shit. Let's see. Any other plays? Let's see. I'm gonna keep scrolling for a couple more minutes and let's see. Cutler says y'all got to get Dabble. Play of the day. Randall for 0 points. Lock that shit in. Yeah. My money is on the refs. For sure. All right. Dabble. So Dabble. Look, player props are a thing where you cannot show allegiance. You cannot show allegiance to one platform. You cannot live and die by one platform. You cannot only play on one platform. You must play on different platforms. I don't even care if you don't use my promo codes. This is not a promotional rant. I'm just saying, as we do player prop research, there's a reason why you see PrizePicks lines different from the other places. And so if you can find a better line out there, go play that line on that platform. So you don't have to play PrizePicks. They're not the only game in town. Underdog is fine. Jock Market, for me personally, has become one of my favorite plays. But now you have these platforms that are not even on desktop. They're just on your mobile. Chalkboard, Sleeper. Is Dabble? Dabble's not on desktop, right? It's on an app. So you have all these smaller sites with these really, really favorable lines where you can set your own line. The payouts are not as strong, but that's okay. Maybe you build bankroll over there. So just remember, PrizePicks payouts are incredible on PrizePicks. There's no other site that pays like PrizePicks. But what you give up and what you give up for that is the ability to set your own lines. You have to play what the line is on PrizePicks. You cannot adjust. Parlay play is one where you can also adjust your lines. One prop, you can do the line movement. But you got Sleeper, Dabble, and Chalkboard. You got these other sites out there that are way more flexible. And if you don't get like greedy and try to like jackpot that shit every slip, you can build sustainable profit. I really believe that. So yeah, definitely check out these other sites. We talk about PrizePicks a lot here because it's much easier to talk about PrizePicks. You know, there's more information here, but don't be afraid to play other places. Whichever Scott Foster game. Yeah, and then sometimes like Ink, you're just kind of stuck, right? Sometimes you're just like, this is all I got. That's a little different, right? When that's the only platform you have, I mean, there's not a whole lot you can do about that. All right. Vu says Taco is on the board. There he is. All right. So all right, let's take Josh Hart off this, just so I can pull up Siakam. So this taco is 16% off. Now, I don't know if y'all, I had to get reminded about this, but the tacos on PrizePicks are going to range anywhere between 14% and 25% off. Now, you won't really see 25% off major sports tacos. You will usually see this in the summertime with esports, maybe soccer. But like from what I've seen, MLB, hockey, when we get NFL tacos, they're in that 14 to 18% range, which is still a really good discount. But it's not a lock. And so anything in that 14 to 18% range has now given me more reason to play the over and under. So when we have a 25% off taco, obviously that's more favorable to the over on the taco. I don't even care about the OG line. But when we get one of these percentages, like these 16 percenters like we got today, like we got last week with Jalen Williams, like we got the week before with Shea, taking that OG line at the increased line of 29.5, taking the under, then taking the over on the taco. You're leveraging the spot in the event. If Pascal doesn't go over his taco, he damn sure ain't going over his original line. So if you play the under on that, at least you're hedging and you're getting some of your money back. So that's how I think I'm going to do this today for this Pascal Siakam taco. And on the flip side, he can absolutely have a monster game and go for 40 PRA and go over taco and destroy his original line as well. But in most cases, we have seen it land right in the middle. So if you want to play that strategy, we played that strategy last week. It worked out well for us. I think I'm gonna go that route again. I don't, Jim. I don't have a promo for Dabble. Mookie does. Mookie's kicking 0.7% back to me, so it's all good. Cutler, PrizePicks scamming. I don't want to be forced to throw $5 or more on inflated lines while Dabble lines are low. Yeah, so you don't even need a taco to do the like middling thing. And if you play on multiple sites, like I play on Jock Market, I'll play on PrizePicks. I'm gonna find a line on PrizePicks that's for the under, and then that same player prop is gonna be 1 to 2 points lower on Jock Market, and I'll take the over there. You don't necessarily need to wait for a taco to do that, but you only know these things if you're playing on multiple sites because lines are not the same everywhere. So don't think that PrizePicks lines are what they are everywhere else. They're not. They're not. It says taco not showing even after refresh. Maybe you need to update. See if you have an update available. And then from there, maybe even like just restart your phone. All right. Let's read off these plays of the day. So far, here's what I have. Sexton, first half, PRA, like the over on John Collins, points and rebounds. Capella, rebounds and assists. Dunn, over points if you're not getting done on PrizePicks or anywhere else. We can look to his under assist. We got DiVincenzo over 3.5 assists. We got Brunson under his 9 first quarter points. And that's what we got so far. Yeah, so that's what we got so far. I'll throw those in the Discord. I'll throw the screenshots of the player props that we talked about today as well in the Discord. And I believe that's going to do it for today. What? I forgot we had the Super Bowl. I mean, we don't have football this week, but I'm sure PrizePicks will throw some bullshit Pro Bowl player props up there. But when I saw the Dak Prescott, I thought like, oh, we have a Dak Prescott square. Like, no. All right. All right. I think that is gonna do it for today. Tomorrow, like I mentioned earlier, if you didn't catch it, a lot of schedule changes for me moving forward. So I don't want to completely be done with streams, and so I'll be looking to move the stream. I'll be looking to move the streams to in the afternoon. So new project for me. This is not my full-time job, unfortunately. It'd be so dope. But new project. It will take me away in the morning from 9 to 1-ish. So my options are to move the stream times up in the afternoon, which is not ideal for value, but we do know things continue to open up throughout the day and we can still talk player props in the afternoon. So we'll be looking to create a schedule around that. But appreciate y'all showing up for this morning stream. Went over quite a few player props, had a little fun, talked about some taco strategy, ways to play that taco, ways to leverage the increased line. It's increased for a reason, and it got bumped back down for a reason. Keep that in mind. Tomorrow's stream, I promise you that I will schedule that. I will schedule that for the afternoon tomorrow. So make sure your notifications are on so that you don't miss the notification. I don't want you sitting in here at 9 a.m. thinking that I'm late. But tomorrow's stream will be in the afternoon. I'll set the time and I'll post that so that you can see that today. But other than that, have fun today. Be smart with your slips. Continue building your bankroll. And definitely best of luck to you all. Hope all your slips hit. Hope you all profit well. And I will, as always, leave the music playing for y'all for a few extra minutes. I know y'all like that beat. It's pretty sick. Best of luck to you all. Hope all your plays respect the damn coin. Until tomorrow's afternoon live stream, Chavez is out.